Good morning, Red Arrow, and happy Friday. Today for lunch we are having pretzels with cheese, and let's see what birthdays we have today. We have several announcements. First off, Mrs. Babb is back. That's always a nice thing to see her back, so let her know you've missed her and give her a hard time because I know her desk is full of files today. So thank you, Mrs. Babb, for being back where you belong. Today is also Popcorn Friday, so thank you to Mrs. Sheffy and Mrs. McGrew for helping us out with Popcorn Friday. It makes our building smell good. So when you see our popcorn ladies this morning, please make sure you tell them thank you as well for working hard for us. Today is Green and White Day. I'm wearing my green and white, or at least my green and gray. And so I'll be walking around to see who all's wearing their Indian colors today. If you didn't, you forgot, you don't have any, that's okay, not a big deal. It's just always fun to see how many people we can get to wear green and white. You might have noticed today when you walked into school that the front of the building is starting to look different again. A castle is starting to grow in the hallways. We're getting ready for March is Reading Month, and we'll have some exciting activities and lots of fun things going on. And we always like to make sure our building is decorated very nicely for March is Reading Month. And we had several people, and if I name them, I'm afraid I'll forget someone. We had several people stay after school last night. Mr. Gary and his family came over and helped. So thank you. I know Mr. Wilmer and Mrs. Sumners, you were a big part of getting all that organized. Mrs. Williams, I know you're part of that committee. Mrs. Larson, I'm sure I'm forgetting people, and I apologize. So I know they helped organize it, but thank you to everyone who stayed after school to help. It's making our building look beautiful, and how much fun will that be? Tonight is another chance to sign up for baseball or softball this spring. And remember, that won't be here at Red Arrow. That will be at the high school lobby instead from 5:30 to 7:30. That's during the basketball game time over in the high school one more time. So baseball, softball sign-ups. Those are all of my reminders for right now. So let's check in with Mrs. Hall to see what's happening at Red Arrow.
What's happening at Red Arrow today? We're going to visit Mrs. Burkhead's first grade classroom where her students are reading to each other sitting Eek style. Eek style stands for sitting elbow to elbow, knee to knee.
Thanks for that peek inside of Eek reading, Mrs. Hall and Mrs. Burkhead and your students. I remember when I was a teacher doing Eek reading. This is always my favorite time of year when I start to see our first graders are really becoming strong readers, and our kindergartners are becoming better readers, and our second graders are becoming amazing readers, and it's a lot of fun to watch. So keep up reading practice, Mrs. Burkhead's class, and everyone. Great job there. And at this time, would you please stand for the pledge?
And now for Mrs. Stoll's class to help us with the pledge, we have
Bray.
Julius.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pledge Helpers. That was a great job, and everyone have a great day, learners.